Am I the a-hole for refusing to hear anything medical about my friend's pregnancy? I, 37F, am at the end of my life expectancy. It's entirely possible I could live longer because of taking good care of myself, but the average is late 30s. My mother had the same condition I do and died at age 22 from childbirth. I decided to never have children to avoid passing my disease on, 50% chance, or leaving children behind for someone else to raise, potentially knowing they ended their own mother's life, which was honestly a really crappy way to grow up. I joined a support group online 10 years ago, and in that time, while we have gained new members, we've lost a number to age, and a number of women to pregnancy and childbirth complications. One of my closest friends, Margie, 26F, has decided to have a baby with her husband. My platonic partner/caretaker of 15 years, Jim, 41M, and I live an hour away, and while her husband has been working as much overtime as he can to earn extra time off, Jim has been the one driving her to her appointments and bringing me to spend time with her so she hasn't been alone as much. My one and only rule is I don't want to know specifics about her pregnancy-related medical issues because of personal trauma. She is entitled to make her own decisions about her life, I'm entitled to my feelings, and I don't want to know so I can rein in my feelings and be respectful. She has a medical folder with updates about her current condition in the event of an emergency. Jim and I aren't being paid for our time, gas, etc. It's all volunteer. However, as her pregnancy has progressed and things have started to get worse, she keeps trying to slip things in. On Friday she brought it up again. I asked if she needed us to call 911 and her husband. She said no, and I lost my temper and told her, then stop bringing it up. I have one rule and you keep trying to break it. Unless you need medical attention, can we please talk about something else? She cried silently for nearly an hour even after I apologized and then told Jim and I to not bother showing up for Labor Day when we left, which left her husband confused because she wouldn't tell him what happened. I gave him the number for my therapist who specializes in palliative care patients because I know she needs support, and I feel bad for hurting her feelings. But I don't want to be her therapist as she faces the reality of her decision. I don't want her dumping her health on me, not while I'm dealing with mine. Am I the a-hole? I have stage 4 cancer and said no shit to what I thought was in-laws' weird/insensitive comment. I have stage 4 cancer with young kids and wife. Probably going to die within 1 to 2 years so my fuse is shortened with certain people. In-law says to me it must be so hard for your family and what your family is going through. I want you to know this is not your fault. They have said something similar to me before and I just said I know and moved on. This time I couldn't take it and said no shit, it's pretty obvious I didn't deserve cancer and I know it's not my fault for getting it. She became upset and told a few people I was rude to her. Should I apologize? Am I misunderstanding what point she was trying to make? The only way I can think of taking it is that there could be a thought in people's mind that it's my fault for getting cancer and making things so hard for my young family. I'm young, lived a healthy life, not that I would deserve cancer even if I didn't, so I don't get it. Am I being overly sensitive? Was she just looking for a Goodwill Hunting moment? I honestly don't get her point. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to be near a screaming baby while having drinks? A friend, 27F, and I, 27F, went to happy hour on Thursday to a brewery for drinks. We got a table and as we walked up, there was a baby at the next table. He is eating some mac and cheese and just yelling a wah wah wah, over and over in the minute we were near the baby. He seemed happy, but I don't like babies yelling, crying, or really making noise. It really bothers me. I asked my friend if she wanted to move tables and I told her I didn't want to be near a yelling baby. She says no, she thought the baby was cute and funny. She said happy babies making noise like that is the best. I told her I'd really like to move. I expressed that babies shouldn't be here. I know if this baby kept yelling, I wasn't going to enjoy myself. She says I don't know why it bothers me so much. She told me to not be an asshole, it's just a happy baby. I started gathering my things and told her I was leaving. I thought she was being very inconsiderate of how I felt, so I just left. AITA for temporarily lying to family/friends to trap a flying monkey/enabler? I, 36F, have been NC with my narcissistic emotionally abusive parents for a year now. I changed my number ages ago but someone had given them my new number as they recently attempted to make contact. I'm only in touch with 4 mutuals, my sister, my aunt, childhood friend and cousin who is not the child of the aunt in question. Before I changed my number again I wanted to trap the rat, tell each one of them a lie and see which one gets back to my parents, before changing my number so I don't accidentally give it to the rat. Remember these are all lies. I told my sister in having an affair, warned husband of this ahead of time he's in on it, told my aunt I think I might be a lesbian, parents are very homophobic, told childhood friend I think I'm pregnant and told my cousin I'm moving back to my hometown, near where parents live, for a job. Didn't take long, 3 days later get a text from mom about how excited she is I'm moving back and it's the perfect time to bury the hatchet. Cousin, busted. I had changed my phone number and cut off contact with cousin and gave the other three my new number, and told them the situation, that these were all lies and I had to catch the rat to see who was giving info to my parents. Aunt and childhood friend understood, but sister, while she wasn't the rat and never told in parents, thinks I went too far and is upset with me for lying to her and is insulted I think she'd betray my confidence. I told her I had to do this to protect myself from people who are leaking information. Am I the a-hole for not going to my sister-in-law's wedding due to her dress code? I 25F am having a conflict with my husband's sister 36F. She is getting married in 2 weeks and her dress code is incredibly complicated to adhere to for me. It is black tie, long sleeves and floor-length gowns. The conflict happened because I am currently 34 weeks pregnant and overheat very quickly, and the wedding is entirely outside, in the middle of the day. In the southern USA where it is incredibly hot, I cannot be in a long-sleeve floor-length gown in the heat for 8 hours. I have sent her a few dresses to try to compromise, which I will link in the comments for further information, but she is completely adamant about exactly what she wants. I told her yesterday that I cannot attend her wedding if she is not going to budge even slightly on the dress code. I told her she has the right to have her wedding exactly how she wants it, for it to be her perfect day, but I have the right to look out for my own health. She freaked out at me and told me I was being incredibly selfish and that for once it isn't about me and my fucking baby, which she only said because she's jealous I'm having the first grandchild and she felt like she should have had a baby before me and my husband. Since then my husband's side of the family has told me I'm being selfish and to just compromise one day to keep the peace. I don't think I should need to compromise my health for her wedding.